And that was Total, Kissing You. Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the second episode of the VVS Flow, where we bring the clarity to the real. I'm your host, Sasha Diamond, and I'm excited to bring to you guys an amazing show today titled Love, Sex, Relationships, and the Cliches. I have two guests with me today. They are
Betty.
And I am Mr. Lateshift, creator of pleasures and fulfiller of desires.
Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about love, sex, relationships, and the cliches. we're going to get started by talking about the positives and negatives in love. So I just wanted to know from you two, what is it that you guys think is positive in love when you guys are dating?
I will let Betty go first.
Positives. Well, it would all depend on what you're out for when you're dating. There's multiple attitudes that people have when they're dating. I know I've gone through a couple different attitudes towards dating. So you have to be sure of what you're after. If you are out there just to have some fun, I think you need to be honest and as open as you can to the person that you're luring, to be about what you're going after. To be positive in love, I think you have to be 100% in tune with who you are first.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yes.
Yep.
I think a lot of us are missing the ball at this point, especially if you're 30 plus, you're single. It's hard to accept the fact that you're single and you have to date, and you think that you have to match all the expectations that are out there and put upon us. It's learning to love and accept yourself first and be positive. Self-worth, self-image, that will attract the type of person that you deserve.
So just the generality of the person themselves, they just have to be positive in self. Okay.
All right.
All right.
True. Now my turn, right?
Yes.
All right. No. For me, I do believe that positive and negative at the same time would be the vulnerability. So being vulnerable, being basically free to be like whatever or whoever in front of that person in love and with that person that you're dating is, provides this certain sense of freedom.
Right.
That you wouldn't really get with any other person. But now also with that comes a negative because you are open. You are basically open
exposed.
to anything. Exactly.
Right.
You're exposed at this point. And that person, depending on whether or not, you don't know who it is that you've attracted in terms of love just yet. Actually, I'll tell you what my father always said. My father always said that even though he's been with my mother for like over 20 years now, she could still do something that he would never expect her to do.
Okay.
And I believe that's the case with any relationship. And he told me it would be the case with any woman I would find also. So I honestly believe that at the end of the day, when it comes to positive and negatives in love, it's the vulnerability that plays both roles.
Okay.
You answered that well, way better than I did. I went off on a tangent.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that vulnerability.
Yeah.
I've experienced that quite recently with someone, and it's a huge aha moment for me.
Yeah.
Being literally exposed and waiting for that person to either accept or walk away.
Yeah.
And being okay with whatever happens.
That's right.
You have to be.
That's right.
It's magic when you are that vulnerable.
Yeah.
And someone accepts you for that. It's huge.
No, for sure.
It becomes so shocking to you.
And
it plays, or it kind of bleeds into the behavior.
Right.
Like you don't anticipate being the vulnerable one at the beginning, obviously, but once you do take on that type of trait or that characteristic at the time, it just becomes such a big openness, and you're so accepting of it, and then you guys kind of glide nicely unless it totally crashes. But that's a whole other story in itself. Yeah. But yeah, it's very powerful when you're actually becoming or accepting to become vulnerable anyway.
Oh no, for real. I mean, to me, and I'm looking at past relationships and all that.
Right.
I mean, it was a long learning process. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but yeah, I've allowed myself to be very vulnerable with girlfriends whom I thought were like serious, like with whom I've decided to have like serious relationship with.
Right.
Women with whom I was just interacting with on a sexual level was just not. It was just like, you know what? I don't even think we had conversations, to be honest. It was just, a few text messages here and there. Let's meet up or whatever. But women with whom, like, I can have like long debates or conversation on whatever topic with, it's just I allow myself to be vulnerable to a point where sometimes, and I'm not afraid to say it, but sometimes one of them I even cried in front of. I mean, it was just like I was ready to be vulnerable with her that way. It's just when that vulnerability is not expressed later on, then it becomes, I don't know. Do you
think that there's a shift though? Like if you start with vulnerability and you kind of
you should never start with vulnerability.
Yeah, like I'm just wondering for people that do.
Yeah.
There's people that are completely open all the time. Like no matter what they do, that's just their character.
I think
they might be vulnerable at the time, and then as they go through the relationship, they get closed off. Some people are kind of opposite with it.
Yeah. To be honest, I honestly I find that whoever starts off with vulnerability is making a mistake.
Oh, absolutely.
They're making a serious mistake, because what you're doing right now is just, it's almost like giving liberty. It's like saying when they say when they say nice guys finish last, that type of thing, or they take kindness for weakness. Literally, that's what people do. I mean, I've been in that place where I was the one who was vulnerable from jump. Right. And with that, I mean, I've had people taking advantage of me, and it was
I
very.
I agree. It becomes a naivete, and a lot of the times that you do plan to, I guess, be open, and you start talking about your life, your past, and all these types of things. Depending on the person you're with, they might hold it against you. They might without even saying, like. It might be completely indirect. You might be telling them about it to kind of, show that you're trying to be open with them. And then all of a sudden they start acting a little different, right? They start slowly. You don't see it directly, but it starts happening that way.
It's funny. I saw this. I watched a podcast called by Corey Holcomb called The 5150 Show. And he asked the question, if he asked everybody that was on the podcast, he asked them that question: after sleeping with a person 5 times, do you end up finding them unattractive, or do you find
hard?
do you find yourself
see if
like
I can get past the second?
That's right. You know what I mean?
If you're getting past the second time, then I mean
you're pretty damn
there
lucky.
must be something there.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, sometimes I found myself dealing with some folks, and after sleeping with them for more than, let's say, 5 times or whatever. Like if I say 5 times, like some of them I just really couldn't care. I didn't care if I slept with them or if I didn't. It was just like, you know what, it's whatever. I know who that person is. I don't care. But there are others who was just like, you know what? I just need to be around them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's even past like that first or second time. I just need to be around them. But then again, it's just like, to me, it depends on the person, like the individual that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? I guess character has a part to play in it.
Absolutely.
No, I can't say that. Sorry. No, I can't. No.
It's totally character.
No, I can't say that, because you know what? Though, there are people with character like, I mean, lousy character, but who are so great in bed. It's just like, you know what?
That's actually okay.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
I had that.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's
That
just
way.
like, you know what? Past 5 times, yeah, I want to go past 5 times. I wouldn't mind going like another year or so of that. You know what I mean? Like,
So you can put a side character for good sex. Is
yeah,
that what you're saying?
yeah.
But how many times is the good sex done until you like it's unexcused the character?
Until someone else comes along.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
All right.
That's what it is. I
My
mean,
motto, on to the next.
exactly. Like, there's that 80-20 rule.
Right.
Right? Usually in a relationship, if you guys seen the movie something Married or something like that. Why Did I Get
Why
Married?
I Get Married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married?
Right.
So they talk about the 80-20 rule, where in a relationship you have 80% of what you want in that person.
Right.
And when you see 20% coming along, it's just like, you know what, that looks like 100% because you've never seen that 20%
Yeah,
before.
the grass is greener, right?
So you go for that 20% and then you drop the 80, but then realize once you're with that 20% it's just 20, and you see the 80 walking around with someone else. But in this case, though, if you messing with somebody who has a lousy character, what you end up finding yourself is someone who has only 20% of what you want. And that 20% is the sex. And if the sex is good, if it is good, no word of a lie, at this point in time, 20% until 80 comes by is what you
But then are
survive
you
on.
thinking to yourself that this good sex could that person not be doing it to other guys as well, giving it to you just as good as she might be doing to another person, but you're feeling like, oh, it's me, this is amazing, this is all me. You know what I mean?
I think you have to be okay with that.
Yeah, you have to be
No.
totally okay with that.
I think you gotta be selfish.
You'd be selfish.
You have to be selfish. Like, I mean, for myself, I have to be selfish. At this point in time, it's more like, I don't care who she gets with, as long as I get mine.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
what it
mean. You
is,
have to be
right?
okay with the
That's what I'm
fact
saying.
that
Yeah, the
she's
mind
out
Yeah,
somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So
It's
selfishness.
the sex drug, I call it.
The sex drug.
The sex drug.
That is,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate
Hey.
for some people that think it's only for them when it's
You know what?
happening. They're like, yeah, she's dealing with me like this because I'm amazing. I'm that guy. No, nothing to go stop.
I'll say this, okay? I'll say this. In terms of, I'll say this. As far as I'm concerned, with what it is I do at this point,
Right.
okay, I'm gonna call it like as I call it. Like, I mean, when you're dealing with an ain't shit person,
Right.
okay, and the sex is good with that ain't shit person, what it is this. I don't care how I perform or how I provide to that person as long as I get mine. That's what it is. But if I deal with someone who I care for, you know what I mean?
It's a different level.
Oh, at this point in time, I'm reading up on books. I'm reading up, like, I'm trying to find out, like, new positions, that type of thing. I'm like, how do I please her and everything? I'm
Yeah.
looking up ways. Shoot, I got a playbook. I got a playbook.
But you have to though.
Do you have to?
If you're not making, listen, if you're trying to be, not even if you're trying to be that kind of lover, no matter who you're with, it's so important for you to have growth. If you're just like at a plateau or like a certain level when it comes to sex, and you're like, you know what, when I meet that person, maybe I'll step up my game. No,
Yeah.
do it for yourself.
Yeah.
You got to keep evolving here. Like,
Yeah.
and especially not saying that, you know, positions change all the time. Well, they do. You can invent it, absolutely. But if you're reading up on the positions, you're reading up on literally the female body, the male body, whatever you're doing, right? It just speaks to you so much more when you're actually trying to, you know, please that person you're sleeping with or whatever the case is.
You're willing to explore, I find. You know what I mean? Then yeah, honestly, that's what it's been like. I've been willing to explore more but when dealing with an ain't shit person, it's just like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Recently, I did hook up with someone, and to be honest, it was okay. I did not care so much for that person.
Was she looking for any type of
It seemed like she was. I mean,
beyond what happened, or
I think she wanted to repeat, and I didn't care to
You didn't care to do it.
No. I mean,
It was all right for you, but amazing for her. Isn't that funny when that happens? Sometimes I'm like baffled at the fact that two people are sleeping together and one has a completely different experience than the other. Like they'll go, some women, some men will go home and be like, yo, that was crazy, my G. That was crazy. And then the girl's like, bro, this guy couldn't even get it out. Like, what the? Like, how does that work? How does that happen? I want to know, I think, from a male perspective, how is it that maybe you might have had all right sex and she had amazing sex? Why do you think that it is that a female can have like a totally different experience?
It depends on how invested that person is.
Okay.
Yeah. So if a female is in that mentality of taking it to the next level, in her mind, she's set up an expectation. In her mind, that sex means more to her than you. You haven't had a discussion about where this is going.
Exactly.
It is what it is, but in her mind, she's already walking down the aisle. Yeah. So the sex to her, and again, females are so much more emotionally turned on than men.
That's true.
So a lot of the times, women get in our own heads and create these scenarios and these future plans with this person, and the sex automatically becomes phenomenal because you've got this idea in your head of what this person could be.
This mental
And then I found on the flip side of that, I went through a phase where I didn't give a shit about anyone, and I was having my fun. I was eating my cake and having it too, and that attitude, I think, turned on a lot of these guys that I was with. And
I don't care.
They were on me like flies. Like I couldn't ghost them. But it was because of the draw to me, because I didn't give a shit. And they were after me to
It's usually how it goes when you're
dominate me,
like,
I guess.
I don't think that not all guys, but guys don't like the clingy. They don't like the you guys get together and then it's like amazing.
They say they don't.
They don't like that is all I feel pride. Like if you guys don't have us like calling you and like ringing you down after the fact. Yeah. And maybe that sexcapade was very anticipated. Maybe we were talking about it for weeks or whatever, we're sexting or whatever it is we are doing. And it leads up to that point. We do it. And then say we don't call you the same. We're not like, hey, what's going on? How's your day? Good morning.
You're nonchalant about it.
Good morning,
like,
gorgeous. Like, that's the guy's line. Good morning, gorgeous. You're not getting any of that anymore. It's kind of like, hey, what's going on?
I didn't lay it down well
checking
enough.
in,
I need a repeat so I can prove my manliness.
Okay. Well,
very true.
Let me speak on that. I will speak on that. Here's what it is. When I'd say, you know what, it's more like high school. See, when in high school you see the new girl coming in. Now it becomes a challenge. So the challenge of getting that girl is basically what goes on. And so with you having that, I don't give a damn attitude, what happens is now, they have the challenge is there, you know what I mean? And they want that challenge. They want to conquer whatever it is that made you say, I don't care anymore. And now
it's very primal.
Exactly. And it becomes like, I need to win that prize anymore at this point. And that's what they're doing. But I will say this though, in terms of people having like different experiences and everything. There is also, besides just the person's investment in it, there's also the fact that sometimes you have not experienced a certain type of sex before.
True.
Right?
Preach.
So
say it.
So when you are introduced to a new form of sex that is
mind blowing.
Exactly. At this point in time, it's like, it's brand new, and it's just like, we need to do this again.
Right.
And it's just like
Sex drive. You got to chase that high again.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And somebody else might not be able to do it the same way that girl did it. So now at this point, it's like,
You kind of have to just place yourself not with her, but
oh,
I mean that's where the repeat comes from.
the repeat comes from her, but now you want to know how it is that she's doing this, and just so in case you have to teach someone else, you'll be like, you know what? Listen, when you sit on top, make sure you make sure you pop like make sure
Do
you
it like
pop that
this,
way.
like
Make sure you pop
okay.
like you know.
All right.
Like you show her videos sometimes. You've seen it on certain sites or music videos. Be like, you see how she's doing it? Can you try and practice that way? Make it happen like that. No.
Okay,
no.
Let's change gears a little bit, but still speaking on the same. Now we're gonna talk about the love languages. That to me speaks to love languages heavily, because some people, they're kind of like not even being in love. Like love languages has nothing, I don't think, to be in love. You don't have to be in love.
No.
But you see how you might have to teach another how another did it without being demeaning or anything like that. How do you then speak a love language to be able to teach another to show you how you want it?
I will say this. About 2-3 years ago, I got involved with a woman who basically was a virgin.
Okay.
I found out about her being a virgin, I guess, 2 weeks into us dating.
You wait that long before you sleep with someone?
No, this is the longest. I'm not gonna lie. This is the longest. I usually don't, but
Well, damn. All right.
no worries.
We'll get to that's another topic.
Yeah.
The week after
We'll get
she
there.
lost
We'll get
it.
there.
She lost hers the week after. I'm not gonna lie, but anyways,
Oh, okay.
I'm not proud of that. But anyways, I'm not. I'm so not. I
But if she was ready and willing,
Yeah.
The thing is this. To me, it's like after that experience, for me, it's more like, you know what? I do not want to.
You don't want to be that guy?
did
I
you
wanna
feel
be
that
with a
she was
virgin anymore.
emotionally attached to you after
No,
that?
she was not emotionally
Okay.
attached at all. It's just we were two different people, but it was more like, you know what? She was supposed to be a friend, I find,
Right.
instead of us hooking up. Like I was able to, and there was something in me that told me that I shouldn't have done it, but then it was just like the
But
primal.
what was the negative to it? Like what was it that you felt internally? You're like, nah. What did I just do? Like what? Why? Why did that just happen?
Well, basically because the inexperience that the person had, and basically the unwillingness that the person had to perform certain.
Did you assume
Something.
Did you assume that a virgin is going to be any different from somebody you're just sleeping with, especially for the simple fact that was just supposed to be somebody you were just sleeping with?
I did not assume
All right.
that. I did not assume that. No, I just thought, you know what? At this point, I recognized the specialness of it, but when it came to the sexual part of it, I was just like, you know what? Hey, it's just another day.
Well, I mean, I think that, it's kind of harder for women to be able to say, I slept with a virgin, like as an adult. You know what I mean?
I heard some women do that.
I know it exists, but I think it's just very rare to ask a woman, have you slept with a guy in your adulthood?
Have you guys slept with a?
No, I haven't. No.
No?
I need experience.
And you know what? No word of a lie. Even virgins that are out there, I would recommend them to get with somebody that's experienced, because you don't want to get on a plane and have two people that's never
walking
flown.
the blind.
Exactly.
That's exactly what
You
it
don't
is.
want that. You don't want that. Trust me. It's just a complete mess. That's what it is.
So do you guys feel personally, as far as like I can't even say age goes, but did you feel that growing or getting older, the sex gets better when you get older? Or was it better when you're like young, thinking you're in love? The sex is better.
You want to go first?
No, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. I have to think about it.
So, that's a good question because I had a lot of fun when in my younger days. Fell into step with expectations of society, settled down.
Right.
And that sex was not nearly as adventurous as I've had, but it meant something different.
Right.
So again, the emotional tie-in was different. Differently satisfied. I was satisfied in both sides of it.
Right.
But it's definitely different. And as now in this next stage of my life, there's a lot of growth. A lot of growth.
So are you more feeling like the younger days or like the younger sex? Was it more because it was adventurous? You would have found that it was
a more of a rebellious stage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? Going against everything that I was taught and, religious and all of that. This stage of my life is a lot more liberating, a lot more mature, and a lot more fun.
Right.
And a different level. Yeah. So I think, yes, it definitely gets better as you get older, like a fine wine. And again, you more experience.
I think the freedom is what I love. Well, I'm coming from a time where my mom made sure I didn't leave the house, so I'm more happy that I can literally leave the house when I want, do it when I want, how I want, as loud as I want. That's what's great for me as far as growing up goes.
Being in a house,
I know I still have a whole bunch of years to go for me to learn. I think I feel being in a marriage and all these types of things that I might have to actually embark on. But I feel that being older, that stage is better for me than from when I was experimenting and
you're getting your feet wet when you're young.
Yeah. No, see, the thing is with being young, I find that there's so much ignorance that comes with it. Like you go off magazines and your friends.
And your friends. And they all talk shit.
Exactly.
And your friends you're thinking are like the most experienced people ever.
They're not.
They literally haven't done anything.
No.
Exactly. And so you hear those testimonies from those friends of yours. You see what porn has shown you, and it's just like, all right, cool. I see what it is that I got to work with. But at the end of the day, no, you're not working with any of that. And
they don't understand, especially for men, they don't understand how a woman's body works.
No.
We females don't know what our bodies are capable of and what really brings the right pleasure.
Yeah.
And again, we're going off of what you teenage boys have taught us, right? and we're still trying to figure it out. So yeah, it's the kids these days don't.
I'm not. Yeah, and I mean the thing is, I don't even think you know what it is that you like yet.
Yeah.
But as you go along, you end up saying, "Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I've never tried that before.
This has to happen every time. You know what I mean? You tell people now. You have preferences, and you're able to tell people, okay, you know what? This is what I like.
Yeah, a little to the left.
Do you think you've gradually...
a little harder.
Right. Do you think you've gradually been able to instruct? Are you guys instructors?
I'm
not a forceful instructor, let's say. Somebody who's like, no, I want it like this, I want it like this. Or are you more like, this is how I want it? Or use it a part of foreplay, let's say. To kind of make it become a part of the experience with each other.
Not during the act. Probably after we've done it at least once, then after that it's just what?
Then you critique them.
No, it's not. after that first time, it's just you know what, we discuss. Okay, you know what, we discuss it. It's just okay, all right. So this was good. This was fun. See that thing we did, when you bit me on my shoulder? Please don't do that again. you know what I mean? You tell them that, and they tell you, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Please don't do that. Oh, but that
I'm
thing
sorry,
that you
I
did.
just pictured you like saying that to me, and I just started laughing. Can you see how you bit me on my shoulder? Don't do that again.
Picture me saying that to you.
Sorry.
I think those conversations,
listening.
I think those conversations are hugely important.
Very.
It is.
I think a lot of the times I like to have those conversations before
Yeah.
as well. And it could be fun. It's lighthearted. It's, like, what are you into? What's your, fetishes, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's all about delivery.
It's the delivery.
It's delivery?
Like, okay, so let's throw out some examples now.
Go ahead.
For example, I'll speak from a woman's perspective. If a guy, say, felt like he was doing a lot, felt like he was completely thrust in, having fun, and he was doing literally nothing, well, to me, I might have been feeling like nothing's happening here. I need you to, if I go to him, not but if I go to him after we're done, I'm going to need you to step it up a little bit. If I delivered it to him like that, he'd be like, okay, that's a little bit of attitude, as opposed to me being like, well, when you, like, it's all about delivery, I think. Because I could have...
You got to put the right spin on it.
Yeah, I could have...
I'm saying,
I could make it sexy and be like, you know what? I really liked how you did this.
Especially
Can you do
men
it
with
like
their
this
egos.
now? Like, yeah, the egos would spill into that hard.
Well, I'll say this, all right? If you come to me and tell me I need to step it up at this point in time, next time I'm probably going to come in and just like, after going to the gym, of course, and just like, work myself all ready, training and stuff like that. I'm going to come in and just, I'm going to come in ready to just kill it at this point in time. I'm just...
Supposed to come in ready to
so you'll take that as a challenge.
I'm just saying.
No, I was probably...
The first time.
The first time I probably was ready. In my mindset, I probably was ready. But if you come up to me and tell me, oh, I need you to step it up, it's just like... Well,
is that a challenge? Are you more like...
First,
okay.
First I'm going to ask you, what do you mean? Right? I need to know what it is that you're talking about. Like, what do you mean I need to step it up? What is it that you weren't feeling? I have to ask you that. Otherwise, it's just me going in blind, but thinking that, you know what, I need to be pulling on her hair. I need to be smacking that ass. I need to be,
See, and that ties into the love languages so hard now.
But it's communication.
I could have told you, yes, I wanted a little bit more rough. I wanted this, I wanted that. But your rough might be dominatrix type of You're punishing the shit out of me.
Coming in the bedroom with a baseball bat.
Yup. You come at me with the aggression of, say, if I was having a threesome, as opposed to you just, taking it easy, but a
threesome with two
harsh.
guys or another woman.
If I slept with you first,
yeah,
and I'm talking about I need you to, be a little more aggressive. Now, if you come to me with your aggression, but it's like crazy, and I can't handle it, say for myself, my aggression to me might be like, can you slap my ass or something? That's why love languages are so important to discuss before.
Yeah.
And, like, your expectations, and that's what I think a part of foreplay is.
Yeah.
The sexting or the even having the phone conversations or whatever. That leads up to the anticipation of when you guys do it for the first time. They already know. They have an idea, at least,
of what you like.
They're not kind of blindly walking into it because you've been this sweet person on the surface, and you're a kind person. You might seem aggressive, but they don't know what your sex style is like. So speaking on those things and kind of finessing it in the way that you're able to just feel out each other while you guys are sleeping together, it makes it a lot easier, and the love languages kind of melt together better. Not everybody comes together, not all the time, definitely not, but it's really important to try to discuss those things. Try to discuss those things and have it be a part of the foreplay. That's something that I think is super important, instead of having a discussion afterwards like it's a critique.
Right.
And
I'm less likely, if we've had conversations and you still don't lay it down, you're not getting a second call back. You're not getting a call back. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, I didn't think so.
So that's why I'm at it. Like, those conversations happen pretty quickly. And I know what I'm kind of getting into. It's happened where I didn't have that conversation, and he was really into anal. And I'm sorry, but that takes a little bit of workup for us females, okay? You cannot come in on the
He wanted
first...
to do it full throttle
Oh.
that time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Sorry. No. And, it takes a little bit of workup.
It does.
You can't just go
can't
in
just
that
do it.
hole.
But does that not
And-
scare you though as a male if you didn't even discuss it with this female and when you guys are kind of talking ish
okay.
while it's happening and then it goes in super nicely,
All right.
boom, just like that, no problem. Does that not?
No,
make
but
a
here's what it
difference?
is. Here's what it is. Like, to me, and the way sex has happened in the past, basically, it has not been like, oh, so you know what? Let's meet up on Tuesday and let's fuck. No, it has not been like that.
No.
It's
gotta
mostly
be a
been
chemistry. It's gotta
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always been like, you know what? We out, we hanging out, and next thing you know, it's just, maybe it's that look, maybe it's just like, that closeness, maybe it's just that it's that communication, but that's not verbal.
So is it?
You know what I mean?
Is it important for you guys to have a verbal communication?
I wouldn't say
Prior,
that.
like as far as
I don't
far
think
as,
it's
like,
possible.
Talking on
I don't think.
all the time. It's not possible.
Not
but-
all the time, no. But I don't think it's possible to have, like, to have one of the best experiences that you want to have like a the communication has to be like when you know that you want that person, that person wants you, and you just like basically are getting into it like that raw animalistic type of experience that starts off which should be your first time.
Right.
At this point in time, even during the sex is like the communication there is even like non-verbal at this point in time, because what it is that what you like, what the person like, basically they'll move into the position of what it is that they want to experience, right? And you yourself, you'll do the same as well. It's not like, oh, I need you to move, or I need you to do this. No, people don't do that. I don't think people do that. I'm just saying it's
They
not.
totally do.
It's not. I think that
Crazy
what
people do that. By the way. I'm just saying.
I just think that it is so much harder when it's actually done on a organic level.
It just happens.
Right. It just happens where people just move into what it is that they enjoy, and
And again,
like.
that has to be a gradual thing. If you really like whips and chains and you don't know that I don't like it, you're not going to pull those whips out the minute I walk into your bedroom. It has to be something, like, especially if you're into the more extreme stuff, it has to be a gradual, trust-building experience. And it could happen the first night, but it depends on how long you can last.
Okay.
But
True. That is number one, very important. You have to graduate first before you.
yeah, I think it's just having a mutual, and I think that's the lesson here. Have a mutual respect for one another. That if you're consenting into that, you have to pay attention to the other person's body language and body, and
Most definitely.
and just ease into that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So in saying that,
And if it's good,
is there a sex etiquette for each of you? Like from maybe 1 to 5 dates, is there a sex etiquette? And
No.
you guys might be having sex the first night. Some people might be having it first night all the way to date 5.
I don't care.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
there's
No
no,
sex etiquette?
no,
No.
none. To me, I hate those. I completely hate those. Like it's like basically programmed at this point in time. Like
Right.
you might as well go to church and just like wait till you get married in order to to
Yeah.
have sex if you want to do that.
that mentality is so archaic
Yeah.
and so unnatural, and it inhibits you from really enjoying your moments.
Very true.
It's very true.
You have to live in the present. You have to be careful. Obviously, you're not going to just. But if I'm in a situation where I've literally just met you, but there's an undeniable attraction, I'm going to jump on it. And
Exactly.
whether it be a
should.
kiss, whether it be
sex.
sex.
To you that, okay, so say you guys you're not looking for a relationship, but like, is that kind of
There has to be.
not even a deal breaker, but more along the lines of Is that a characteristic you and your partner have to have, like that electricity at all times?
No.
Is that a part of it?
At all times? I don't think that's possible.
No, I don't think so.
But I think for the initial, I write about that first kiss. So you can tell a lot about a person by the way they kiss. If I, say I have a rule where I will not kiss you until the third or fourth date, that's a long time of waste. Like, I could be literally on to the next person by then.
Date two.
You can
one.
tell a lot. So I will definitely kiss you on my first date, and who knows what else. It just depends on that person, that situation, and what we're feeling. And to set limitations on and timelines, and I think that's just silly.
Yeah,
and
it cuts into the creativity, really.
No, to me it's like this. I am a big, I hate when people actually deny themselves, anything at this point in time, you know what I mean?
Right.
And when it comes to, especially when it comes to sex or anything like that, if someone needs to tell me, and I met women like that who told me, you know what, I have a 90-day rule. And it's like, okay, you have a 90-day rule, but then at the end of the day, though, we are on a couch and we're making out heavy, and really and truly, we are tearing at each other's clothes. But you have a 90-day rule, so you basically stop me, you stop yourself, and we are going home hot and bothered and everything like that. This is not a good experience. It's not a good experience.
That doesn't make you want to keep tapping into
It's because we've been conditioned, especially females. We've
Steve
been
Harvey.
conditioned.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Honk.
We've been conditioned to believe that we have to hold off because men won't respect us.
Right.
Men won't stick around. They will get what they want and they will leave. Sure, but I mean, that's proven, and that is why it triggers that in females' brains, is because it's been proven. But it's not the case all the time, and I think you have to be at a point in your own self that you're confident and comfortable in doing what you want to do.
Right.
If you're living to those expectations, that will always happen to you.
See, my question is this, though, with that being said, because I mean, I'm always hearing this, like, oh no, if I sleep with you early, you're not going to respect me anymore. Like, I've heard that before also, and it's just like, but you want to sleep with me early. But you won't do it because you fear that I won't respect you or anything.
But do you think that depends on the person, not the person saying, not the female saying, I think you're not going to respect me if we sleep together like the first night. But do you think it's more dependent on the type of person you've shown her you are?
No.
As opposed to I guess being obnoxious and being ignorant towards other women that do that and stuff like that. Because that could be definitely a condition of the mind.
But,
showing what kind of person you are.
But the thing is, though, my track record, it speaks for itself in terms of how I treat others and everything. It cannot be said that I will disrespect somebody or even blow them up online.
It's the comparison to others that she's experienced.
Like that's her past, basically, I'm speaking at this point.
Right.
But what I'm saying also is this: what about you as a woman? Like, you have your own desires. What about, you be selfish for yourself and just get, you get your sexual gratification at this point in time. Like, what does it have to be about his? Because that's what you're making it about, I find. When you say that, oh, you know what, you're not going to respect me if I give you this. But it's like, what about you getting yours?
See, honestly, I think that for me anyway, that came with, I can't even say that came with age. It just came with experience. Like, I was okay with being with my man, doing the experimenting, stuff like that. And when I just started dating him, I didn't feel that way for me to be like, you know what, if I sleep with you now, you're not going to respect me. I was more like, yo, I need to know that you can deal with me now before we even do this.
Right.
Can you be my girl? I'm more like that. I'm more of the, let's get this.
See what you got.
Yes, because I'm more... I'll be straight up. I'm completely disrespectful. So I will let you know. I won't either. You ain't getting a call or what have you. But I found more as I was growing up. Yes, you can't. That completely kills a guy's spirit when you tell him, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. Can you like get out of my room now? Like you can't be treating people like that for sure. But I guess you learn as you go along.
I seen that on Snapchat. This one girl did that. Like this guy basically, he didn't please her or anything like that. So she was snapping as he was leaving, and just like his back turned, she was like giving him the finger and everything like that, because she was so unhappy with the experience.
Wow.
And all he did was eat her out.
Oh, well, damn.
Okay. That's a skill, though.
It is a skill.
That is a very. It takes consistency. It takes patience.
It takes passion too.
It takes a lot of passion.
It takes a lot of passion
because it's not like a penis.
No. It's basically making out with your other set of lips. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I mean, yeah.
So there's a lot of people who don't know that, though. There's a lot of men that do. I had an experience where I was about to engage with someone, and he was gung-ho, so into it, all ranting and raving and hot and heavy. Mm-hmm. And we got, he's touching, I'm touching, and I'm touching. And I'm like, whoa, I thought you were into this.
Right.
And he's like, I am. I'm like, dude, was like my pinky finger. Rock hard, pinky finger. And I said, okay, well, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. In my head, I had this conversation with myself because I couldn't just get up and leave. So I had this conversation with myself. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he can do other things really, really well. Maybe, like, you know what you're born with. You know what you're packing. So
pinky finger, though.
So you'd think that you would overcompensate in other areas.
Right.
Dude was petting my clitoris like it was a fucking dog. Like pat, like hard.
Okay, how long was this happening?
Not long.
Yo, watch out.
I got out.
Okay.
But I'm like, you can't even touch a woman's vagina, and you've got that pack in. That's no.
Okay. Let's devil's advocate.
You know what? At this point in time, what I would say is this: he's had past lovers that lied to him.
Yes.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
That is such a horrible
They boosted
thing
his
to
ego.
do to a person growing in
Yes.
sex, I think. So...
Well, he was not growing, according to her. He didn't grow.
I wouldn't feel that in my nose.
Hold on. Jeez.
God damn. God damn.
Poor guy.
In her nose, guys.
Poor guy.
Pretty intense. I like that.
That sucks for him. That sucks for him.
Mm-hmm. Sucked for me.
Yes.
My poor JJ.
Nothing was
hurt.
happening.
That hurt.
The thing is though, I will say this. Although I have never had any complaints, I'm good.
Okay.
I am from Congo. But anyways.
That's Congo.
Yes, I am. And the stats are true. But anyways, what I'm saying is, I feel bad for him.
I know. And he was a brother too.
I feel bad for him.
I know.
I feel for him. I feel for him.
Mm-hmm.
He must not have been from Congo.
Yeah.
No,
That's what it is.
Maybe.
No, I'm not going to say the island that he's from because...
I will call
Anyhow.
He's Jamaican.
Hey.
It's not.
Hey.
We're getting into the stereotypes now. Was that on the list of topics tonight?
I'm just saying.
Guys.
I'm rapping for mine. I'm just saying.
Let's just give a shout out to Nigeria. You know who you are. All right.
Nigeria.
It's 99% true what they say.
But Nigeria, I don't know about no Nigeria.
Listen,
I'm from from Congo over here. And yes, no complaints.
Oh, guys.
Anyways.
Love languages. So yes, we all give and receive love differently.
We absolutely do.
Absolutely do. So I think the lesson here is that we need to communicate, and I think that's what we're forgetting. And boys out there, do not watch porn and think that's what we all want.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Just thinking that, the one female you're watching or the plenty females you're watching, thinking that's going to happen with the next girl you sleep with. She's just going to love everything that like 10 women you just watched.
Yeah.
Just did.
No.
Yeah.
No, they get paid a hell of a lot more money than we do on a regular, so they will enjoy whatever they're given.
Yes.
You need to work for us, normal girls. So
and have a conversation if you have to. If some men feel like, I can't pick up enough from just physical or just the physical attraction, and just being like, you know what, I probably know what she wants, but let's try this. If you don't have that capability yet, have a conversation.
Yeah, and honestly, the biggest tip I could give you men is get in our heads first.
Fuck your minds.
Fuck my mind, and you can stick it in any hole you want. Like literally, if you work on, and that's the way we, there is the 5 different love languages that is all over media now. But hugely, men versus women, just straight up and down the line, women are emotional, and we need that emotional connection, whether it be for a one night stand or not. Physical is huge, but we also need to be stimulated mentally, and however that conversation goes, it could be strictly all about sex. It doesn't have to be what's your deepest darkest dreams and where do you want to be in 5 years. It's not those kinds of conversations necessarily. So when you hear that a woman says get in my head, they want to know how you're going to talk to them, how their brains are stimulated by how you're going to turn them on. What are you going to do? How are you going to touch me? Like, what do you like? Those kinds of conversations will get a woman in bed quicker than.
Isn't it vindication? Isn't vindication like you don't get to is it vindication? Am I using the right word? No, my bad. No. Forget me right now.
Not vindication. He's all hot and bothered over here, I think.
Oh, I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm good.
Okay, let's turn it here. What are your deal breakers in both dating and a relationship? What are your deal breakers?
All right, I got mine ready.
Okay.
My deal breakers, I can't stand a woman that's going to share my business with the next woman or her friends, or who's going to allow her friends to get in the middle of our arguments or anything like that.
Is that both in dating and relationships?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I'm with you, the relationship is with you only. If I get someone else to come in and talk to me about you and me, when really and truly, and you guys can't see this, but everybody here will see, the relationship should be here and everybody else should be at the bottom.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta disrespect the relation to such a level that somebody else at the bottom can access it. And to me, you gotta keep that level of respect pretty high. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's why, and I cannot stand when someone just does that. And also, I would say that level of respect also comes with the cheating part. You know what I mean? Like nobody can access the other, your partner unless that partner allows them to be accessible.
Is there a deal breaker in the amount of times? Like some people are like, once is enough for me. Or is there a point when you're dating, like with the understanding that, you know what, we're dating. You're probably talking to somebody else, or like because you're trying to figure us out still. Is there like a point in time where you're like, okay, this number is enough, this number is enough? Like how many times is your...
What's your threshold?
Yeah, like what is your cap at cheating when dating?
Well,
but is it really cheating if
when
you're dating?
Exactly.
I beg to differ, right?
There's some people that look at you dating like locking onto you because you're the only one they're dating.
No, you have to make that clear to me.
Exactly.
If you think I'm exclusive with you, you got another thing coming.
You gotta have a conversation.
Like you need dating is dating. I'm gonna go and fish until I find someone that I would be willing to have that conversation with.
That's most definitely true. Yeah, you gotta have that conversation when dating.
So it's not cheating to me.
No.
if someone says to me, if I go on a date and a couple dates with someone and they say, "Oh, are you seeing someone else?" and they get upset that I say yes, well, you cannot get mad because you didn't set those expectations. You had an expectation in your head, but you didn't communicate that to me.
Expectation in those levels.
And if you say to me, "Let's date and be exclusive," that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
And I have to be ready. We mutually have to be ready for that next step.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is with those conversations, what you want to have and be sure of is just like you said, I mean, you're dating and you say, you know what, I know we're dating right now. Are you seeing somebody else? Because I'm seeing a couple other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to be able to say that at the time, right? If you don't say it, and if assumptions are made,
that's when people get hurt.
Yeah, because, you know, you'll be out with someone else, and it's like, who is this bitch? That type of thing, type of conversation that starts.
Yeah.
World Star phones are coming out and everything like that. It's just like, no, it's just, it's not something that you want to be.
But men need to be honest with us girls, because I think men feel that if they say that, if they're honest about it, the girl's not going to stick around.
It comes to with maturity at this point.
Yeah.
You know, if you're dealing with an immature guy, this guy is going to be like, you know what?
All the way honest with you.
And then there's your answer, right?
Yeah.
And there's your answer.
You get what you try and get as many people as you want. Then get your roster up and be like, yo, right. I got my 7.
Yeah.
And you're good. Mm-hmm. I mean, shoot. When you have a roster and everybody on the roster knowing they're on the same team, then it's better.
Doesn't that sound nice?
So what?
That sounds wonderful.
That sounds wonderful.
Having a roster.
I'm just saying, it's the same with women. I mean,
does that not become hard for you?
I think there will always come to a point, because we are, not that we're not naturally monogamous people, humans. We're not. But because of conditioning and because of society, there will always come a point where one person gets a little bit more attached than the other. And expects you to give up your roster for that one person.
Yeah.
Right? So it can get very tricky.
So Betty, what would your deal breaker be if it's not just cheating?
My deal breaker?
Yeah.
On dating, I don't know. I think lying is a big one. I prefer honesty. It's been a learning period for me this year, because I was a pretty big ghoster, and if I was done with someone, I was done, and I didn't have the heart. I felt I was hurting their feelings. I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I feel like I need to control everyone's feelings and not allow them to feel the way they need to feel. So I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Meanwhile, what I was doing was more hurtful.
Their feelings, yeah.
Instead of telling them. So I've done an about face the past few months, and honesty is huge now. So that's a deal breaker, because I don't want to be treated that way that I was treating people, because I got it back too. So honesty and not being able to touch my vagina properly.
That's my deal breaker number 1.
Would be,
it's okay.
Do not pet me like a dog.
Oh no.
So
Pinky
basically,
finger not in the nose.
Yeah. So if you're listening out there, we were supposed to go to the C&E the next morning. You need to beef up your mouth and hand skills.
His finger.
He may remember me. I think I said my stomach hurt and I had to go home.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
So help
a friend move or something. I don't know. Yeah.
That's the line.
Do some hand crunches, some finger crunches. That's what you need to do. That sucks for you, bruh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a big deal breaker.
You know what? Someone doesn't give head.
That's your deal breaker?
I swear to you.
But how would you want to visit that with when you're going to sleep with them, or is that like a question?
Is that an
you'd ask somebody?
expected?
Yeah, like
No,
do you
no.
ask somebody that, or how do you approach that?
How do I approach it? Actually, you know what? The thing is, though, I've here's what was going down. Like usually during sex, I always am the one who starts it off by going down on my partner at the time,
Right.
and really and truly, I try and do the best job possible. I try.
Star.
Okay.
Star number one. All right.
But I will say this though. Once then I watch and see what they're fitting to do. Like, you know, if they're planning on, you know, if they plan on reciprocating at this point in time, it's like, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, they're reciprocating. But if they don't reciprocate, I'm just like, that's when after that I'd be like, okay, so that was good. You know, that conversation afterwards, it's like, that was good. So, how you feel about giving head? And
That's when you approach it?
Yeah,
Okay.
afterwards,
fair.
it's just like, how do
That's
you
fair.
feel?
I think that is actually a very good approach.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that,
All right.
and if
I just don't like when it's expected. When, you know, when a dude's just standing over there with it hanging over my face. Like, no, I have to want to do it for you. Like, don't stand there and expect me to just swallow you up. No, because to me that it makes me. It goes back to again that conditioning of when you were young and teenagers and guys thought getting head was like the biggest accomplishment, and it was so degrading. It became a degrading thing to women, like, get down there and suck my dick, bitch, like that kind of attitude. So that's a pain point, a trigger for me when I feel that it's expected, and when you've got a little bit of a demeaning approach to it, I will not do it. I have to want to, and it's an earned. To me, it's an earned.
Yeah.
that head push is not attractive either.
No.
isn't it?
Don't pull my head down. No.
There's some men that just think that that's a part of the foreplay. Like
Yeah.
they're like
Pushing the head?
pushing the head down. And
No, you got to ease up on that, boys.
Yeah, no, it's not attractive. That's not attractive unless
No.
you guys have already done your
I'm
thing
just-
quite a bit of times, and she's expressed to you,
Yeah.
this is how I want it.
Yeah,
this
it
is how I
depends
want
on
you
the
to do
person
with
that
me.
you're with.
Yeah,
it depends on the person
but
that you're
there's a
with.
lot. There's a lot of times that, you know, it's just an assumption. Because hey, I'm not even gonna be a hater here. Devil's advocate, women do it too. Women do that too. They expect it. They expect it, especially I think at just a certain age. They think that all men are just supposed to do it, and it's not just a simple skill, girls. It's just not. You can't just be sleeping with a guy for the first time and then be like, yo, get down there, and you have absolutely no idea what his dick game is. Sorry, we need to figure out the first before the latter. We can't. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, no, I think it goes both ways. I don't think you should be expecting or demanding of anything. I think it has to be, you know, an organic, like you just gotta flow. It just gotta flow.
It has to be a rhythm. At this point, it just has to be a rhythm.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're forcing it, but even both ways, but opposite sex, it's just not gonna flow well.
Yeah, and the same way, like if I demand a man to go down there, and he feels that pressure of performance, he's not going to do a good job, and I'm going to get frustrated, and I'm going to get mad, and but on the flip side, I've had guys who just like that's all they want to do, and it's like the passion that you feel from them wanting to do that, so much more incredible. So if I want to give you head, you better believe it's going to be the best damn head you had. But if you force me or make me feel like I have to do it for you, you might get a little teeth action. So,
Oh my gosh.
You won't get it at all. You just
Oh, the
not
teeth.
in a good way.
No, the teeth is just so wrong.
let's see.
No.
Are you having flashbacks?
I
Mr.
do.
Lateshift?
I do. Oh my gosh.
Maybe because you forced her.
No, I did not.
We don't have any sound effects.
I
guys.
did
we want
not.
to give it ouch right now.
The thing is, I did not. It's just she's the one that wanted to do it, and
She brought it to you, or were you guys like physically
and girls
just
need
she
to
brought
learn.
it to me.
Yeah.
and we're in the backseat of a car.
Don't use your teeth, girls.
And she just went in and just,
Ow.
and I was just like, I kept telling her, don't keep your teeth away from homie over there.
Yeah. And same boys, keep your teeth away from the clip because, it's tender.
You don't want to give her a
You don't.
hysterectomy or anything like that.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That is not cool at all.
No. So limit the teeth.
Yeah.
Limit the teeth. Yeah, people just keep your teeth to yourselves.
Yeah.
All right?
Wrap your lips around your teeth.
Pretty much. Like, learn how to
That's an art.
lick and suck.
That's an art.
We should hold a seminar
On
on
licking
how
and
to do
sucking.
oral.
Teethless.
Licking and sucking. That's what it is.
Yep.
Licking and
Education is key, folks.
That's I agree.
exactly it. I agree.
I agree.
And I don't even think people can read up on that. We're going to have to actually speak and show. There's going to have to be some demonstrations, but that's another show and another topic.
Let me know when that happens.
Those things probably do happen. Let's see if they'll bring it to the city one time. For us.
They have some sections.
if folks out there want to read my blog, I give a lot of tips and tricks
True.
on how we women think and feel, and I've gotten a lot of feedback from different men out there. So that's in my blog too. So you could use that, folks out there, if you need a little reminder.
We're going to give a shout out to Betty's blog at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But let us start discussing, lastly, the cliches in relationships and sex. What are some cliches that you guys are kind of feeling are out there that either need to change or need to stay?
I think we touched on that before, about those 5-date rules or 90-day rules.
That's right.
That mentality, I think, is a little...
That needs to go.
I think the cliche that bugs me the most would mostly be is that if you give it up to a man too fast, you're not he's
Won't
not
respect you.
But no, it's not
It's
so
the
much
label.
a cliche.
You get the hoe. You get the...
It's not so much the cliche of it. It's just more like, what
Sticker.
I find that I think women should just like gain their power sexually. And own
And be
it,
okay with it.
and own it, and be okay with it.
Right.
I think that's what I would prefer to happen at this point.
I agree.
Yeah.
Why don't women, you think, are at a point where they're like, you know what, you want something from me, but I want something from you.
It's conditioning.
Conditioning.
Yep.
It's conditioning. What your parents have been telling you since you were young.
Religion.
Religion as well. What TV's been teaching as well. Well, actually,
Right.
not current TV, because current TV is pretty much smut. Anyways, I think. But no, it's just it's just all the conditioning of everything else. You know what I mean? And also, you have your past experiences. I mean, you have where ex-boyfriends or whatever, who've given you. Actually, you know what? A perfect example is sexting. When a girl shares pictures of herself, the vulnerability again. She's vulnerable. She shares pictures of herself. The guy is like, "Oh, sure, I'll keep them. I'm not going to share them." But then you guys get into an argument, and he's like, "You know what? I'm going to fuck her up." And you know what? Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens when I put your pictures online and shit. That type of thing. You know what I mean? It's just a whole lot of
Immaturity.
I think it's a real, it is a real issue, but I think a lot of people are more paranoid when sharing pictures, let's say. A lot more people are paranoid that the wrong person might grab the phone. Not even not trusting
So
the
how
person,
about
but
just don't fucking do it?
yeah, that might work too. That might work too.
I don't know. I mean,
Sexting works without pictures.
You don't need visuals.
It can happen.
yeah, that's
It can
true.
happen.
It's
It
true.
can happen. I think it just depends. Like I feel if the one person that you're talking to or like the person you're going back and forth with, if they're so adamant on creating or making sure there's a visual in that sexting, that's not a person that you want to talk to. If it's like completely dominant, like I have to have a picture or this isn't gonna work. Like
I don't know.
that's unfair. That's unfair.
I don't know if we can make that generalization on a person like that.
I'm talking about somebody forcefully. Like there's people who feel very like if I don't do it, they're not going to talk to me anymore, or he's not going to have any more interest in me anymore. This is more on a women's perspective as opposed to a man. Like men, we know, like men are not like some guys are completely open. They'll send dick pics, whatever. They don't care. at any time. There's
That
men
needs
you
to
have
stop
ease
because
into it.
Unwanted dick pics, right?
Yeah, the unwanted ones are real.
I don't know any woman.
Epidemic going on.
It's an
Real
epidemic.
talk.
Seriously. Like,
It's a real
in
epidemic.
any woman in my circle of friends, acquaintances, not one has ever been turned on by a dick pic, wanted or not. We just aren't.
It has to
wired
happen
that
in
way.
front of me. Like I can't.
Like, I don't care what it looks like. If you can lay it down, I want to see how you can use it.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like if it's
And it's still in a picture, and the angle you
What?
took it could have totally
It
lied to us. There's so many things that can.
it does nothing for me. Nothing for me.
So many things.
To be honest, I mean, I've heard so many stories from various women. Actually, I have a friend of mine. She's she wants to write a book, and she's like, "Oh, I want you to help me write this book. I want to write a book of dick pics, and she's going to feature all the dick pics that
Stop
was sent
this
to her."
right now. No.
That's what she wants to
Oh,
do.
I've got someone that's creating a coffee table book with dick pics. Yeah. So,
Keeping away from that coffee table.
Okay. No, don't put your coffee.
but seriously, no, it's not
That's-
cool.
No, it's not. It's not attractive for you to just be sending girls on social media that or
Unsolicited.
yeah, and not there are
Yes.
women that do it too.
There
but
must. I don't know.
we got like different parts and stuff, so it's a little.
I will
don't
say
know.
this. I will say this. Personally, I mean, I've been requested. You know what I mean? My dick is out there in the cloud. You know what I mean? On video and pictures.
All right.
You know what I mean? Through requests.
He said it's out there.
It's out
It's
there.
out there on the cloud.
So there are women out there requesting it.
Yeah, women
Really?
requesting it.
Requesting it is different. That is different because you're at least playing into what that woman wants or what that particular woman wants. But when we're on social media now and we look on our Instagram and we're thinking it's someone saying hello, hi, yay,
Hey,
then all of a
beautiful.
sudden-
Here's
all of a
my
sudden-
dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just out there.
I think
and
it's
then
worse on
half of the
Snapchat,
time it's
right?
not really theirs.
Snapchat
That's
is
the
worse,
scarier
isn't
part.
it?
I think if you're over 30, you should not be on Snapchat. I think it's the most immature thing.
There's so many people over 30.
I'm on
There's
Snapchat.
50-year-olds on Snapchat.
I'm on Snapchat. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm on Snapchat.
Are you
Like
ashamed?
when I'm swiping, like
It's-
if I'm on, if I,
I heard the confidence of I am not ashamed.
I think it's so ridiculous. But more specifically,
I
is
haven't
those
tried it. I have not tapped into my
no,
Snapchat.
don't do it, girl.
Like
don't do it, girl.
with dog, I see people with dog ears and bunnies and kittens.
As your
and-
profile picture on a dating site, dude. Like,
that happens.
swear to God, you've got dudes on there with the dog face and then the stars and
The crown.
the crown, the floral crown. What the fuck? I am not swiping for you. Could be friggin' LL Cool J, and I will not swipe for you if
That's
you've got a dog
crazy.
face.
I'm
Loser.
just wondering.
Loser. And on Instagram, even if you got one Snapchat filter on your Instagram feed, block. I can't.
Oh my
I
God.
can't.
No, but I'm
That is. So there's another one of my. What is it we call it?
Tips?
No.
deal breaker.
Oh, deal breakers.
breakers.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Snapchat filters.
Jesus.
Filters. Period.
I seen them on Tumblr, and dudes, like, I mean, young dudes with the whole crown of flowers on their head.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like
dudes.
girls are basically praising those guys though. No
But
lie.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh my God,
honestly, I think it's under you got to be under 30 to like
Where
that shit.
has
I have no
where
idea.
has the dating scene gone?
I have no idea.
The threshold to actually something being sexy. Like when did that happen? Flowers around a guy's head.
Oh my
I have
God.
no idea. I mean, like, I've seen it even on Facebook. Some guys have been sharing themselves.
I can't.
You know what?
no.
Because the whole beard phenomenon came up.
Oh, putting
and then
flowers,
Okay,
yeah.
the beard
Yeah.
is different. The beard is like wonderful. Beards are wonderful. The beards. I'm not looking at you, Mr. H.
you were totally looking at me though. Just saying.
I was, guys.
But if your beard is touching your chest, I don't like that.
No,
Like
there's length.
I don't want a
There's-
Santa beard.
Okay, there's definitely women have some preferences for sure.
Yeah, I
But
know. Like the
I
lumberjack look is
I
not
think something
cool.
that doesn't have some sort of point at the end is a good size. Like just right,
Just a good,
right,
yeah,
just a mid size,
a good little scruff. Yeah.
big enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't go any longer,
I'm good.
Mr. Lateshift.
Keep it there. Keep it there.
I am good. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, guys, so we're coming towards the end of our show, and I'm just going to get Mr. Lateshift and Betty to just talk about what they're working on right now and how you can reach them. So we'll start with Betty.
So Betty here is, I'm writing a blog called Sex in the Six. So for those of you who don't really follow social media, Toronto is known as the Six. So I thought I would come up with a little cheeky way to get my stories out there, and it's called Sex in the Six blog. You can find me on Instagram at Sex in the Six blog and on Twitter. And my links to the blog are on there. And hopefully you can join me on this journey. It's been a ride. It's been wild. And
Fire blog, guys. Fire blog.
it's pretty fun. So there we go. Hope you enjoy.
All right. Mr. Lateshift here. I'm about to start my own podcast in 2017. Of course, Betty and Sasha will be invited on the podcast.
Of course.
Damn, Skippy.
You know what I mean? And I will be sharing a lot of erotica as well. On the podcast as well as on the blog. Nothing is I don't have an actual site or anything for you guys to reach me. However, it's coming soon, and as soon as it does, don't worry, we will be
I'll give you a good shout out on my Instagram and Twitter. I'll pimp you out.
Well, I'm always welcome. I welcome the pimping. I'll welcome the pimping.
All right, you get me on your show and I'll pimp you out.
Oh, for sure. And we will basically continue on this conversation about, deal breakers and sex etiquette and everything like that. Which, again, I mean, I do find that, you know what, when it comes to sex etiquette, and I do want to say this, I think that the biggest form of etiquette that should be practiced by everyone is communication flow. You know what I mean? You have to communicate every time, as far as I'm concerned. Like, especially if you're interacting with another human being, communication is so key, because if you go on assumptions, it's 50-50 at the end of the day. So,
and remember what I said. You want to get in a woman's pants, you get in her head first. Communicate to us, talk to us, be consistent, respond to our text messages. If I have to wait 24 hours for a text, you're not in the phone book anymore. Be responsive. Pay attention to the girl that you're talking to.
We're not talking about coddling. We're talking about paying attention to what's actually happening. There might be a conversation about to embark on you getting in the pants and you ain't even noticing because you're waiting 24 hours to answer text.
Yeah, I think there's a little game going on where, if I respond too quickly, she's going to think I want her and I need her and I can't live without her.
That's another cliche, though.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's another cliche that needs to leave, because you know what? Guys and I've had that advice being given to me. You got to wait 3 days before you respond.
Oh, man, that's...
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
The worst advice you could ever give anyone.
Right? Exactly.
Check their
wait 3 days. But
just look at their lineup and see what they're doing and what kind of women they have around them. If it's 0, no, and no. Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
Elicit advice from somebody else.
No, exactly. But and what I think at this point, what I do think at this point, though, and what I believe, though, is yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is basically it's don't wait the 3 days. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait the 3 days. If you feel a person, just go with it.
Yeah. And if you don't, let them know and move on to the next.
Move on to the next. That is the message for this show, guys.
All right.
Okay, I thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. No problem.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you once again for tuning into the VVS Flow, where we bring clarity to the real. I'm your host, Sasha Diamond, and we look forward to you tuning in to the next episode, which will be every other Wednesday. We're going to take you out with Anytime, Any Place by Janet Jackson.
Anytime.